Hello, everyone, I'm Mike. Today, we're going to discuss a recent event that has shaken the world, the DeepSeek incident. Some media outlets have also referred to it as the DeepSeek shock or DeepSeek sensation. The last event we called a sensation was the Lehman Brothers financial crisis, and from this term, you can gauge the magnitude of its impact on the world. However, this event is not a crisis, but a rare positive shock that has the potential to propel the world forward at a rapid pace. Today, we'll delve into what exactly happened. As you may know, the current leader in the AI industry is OpenAI, which has a well-known application called ChatGPT. I imagine many of you are using this software right now. Since its inception in late 2022, ChatGPT has been the frontrunner in the AI field. When people think of AI, ChatGPT is often the first thing that comes to mind. When it first emerged, we dedicated an entire video to introduce it. Although many excellent AI applications have appeared since, such as Google's Gemini and Claude, which I have also used and found to be very good, none have been able to challenge ChatGPT's position. It's like how there are many cryptocurrencies, but none can shake Bitcoin's dominance. The reason ChatGPT has maintained its position as the world's #1 is that it possesses the best AI model currently available. What does this AI model mean? For those not involved in AI research, it might be hard to understand. But simply put, it's the brain of the AI, known in the professional field as a large model. The large model is essentially the brain. GPT is powerful because it has the best artificial intelligence brain in the world, very intelligent. These AI companies, like OpenAI, are the ones creating this brain, designing many neurons and weaving complex networks. Theoretically, the more neurons and the more complex the network, the smarter the brain will be. Like humans, these AI companies are mimicking the human brain to create artificial intelligence. After creating this brain, they test and score it, and the higher the score, the smarter the brain. So far, ChatGPT's brain has the highest score, making it the top of the line. To create such a smart brain, several things are needed: computing power, algorithms, and high-quality data. This is similar to raising a child. To raise an outstanding child, the child must first have a high IQ, which is the algorithmic part. They also need to learn very refined knowledge, so that their performance improves quickly. So, cultivating a large model is actually similar to cultivating a person. But there's one difference. Cultivating artificial intelligence also involves a computing power component, which we humans do not have, because the structure of the human brain is fixed and cannot be changed. But artificial intelligence is different. It can increase the complexity of its neurons and neural networks by stacking chips, making it smarter. So theoretically, its IQ will definitely surpass ours, because it can become infinitely smarter, while we have our limits. The structure of our brains determines this, and the stacking of chips is the computing power part. So the IQ of artificial intelligence is actually the result of the combined effect of computing power and algorithms. The reason OpenAI's ChatGPT has been able to dominate the world is that it is at the forefront in terms of computing power, algorithms, and data. In fact, the algorithmic and data parts are similar among the world's top AI companies. Because the method of constructing the brain, the algorithmic part, is largely based on publicly available papers, so the underlying logic is similar for everyone. That is to say, the brains created by everyone should not look too different from the outside. And the data also comes from the internet, which is public, so there's not much room for competition. So ultimately, what everyone competes on is the computing power part, which is about who can stack more chips to make it more complex, and thus smarter. And these computing chips come from a company called NVIDIA, which is now the most watched computing chip company. Note that these chips are not available in unlimited quantities. Their production is limited, and they are very expensive. OpenAI invested heavily in chips early on, hoarding a large number of them. For example, NVIDIA's most advanced chip now is called the B200, and a single card costs up to $40,000. A single card is equivalent to a quite high-end car, something the average family would never use. But major AI companies compete for this computing power. So whoever has more of these cards is more powerful. OpenAI has been hoarding these cards, basically taking as many as they can get. Actually, they don't need them all right now. There are two reasons for their hoarding. One is that they might need them in the future, because this is a scarce resource, and if they don't have them when they need them, it would be bad, so they need to stock up now. Another reason is that if they don't buy them, they'll go to their competitors, so whether they use them or not, they have to buy them. It's a kind of preemptive move to have replacements ready if needed, but because of a certain issue, everyone is using NVIDIA's, which I will talk about. OpenAI isn't hoarding these chips alone. They probably don't have that much money themselves. They're doing it with their parent company, Microsoft, which is mainly providing the funds. Exactly how many cards they've hoarded is unknown at this point. But currently, they've used 50,000 on hundreds to train this model, which is not the most advanced now, but the most advanced of the previous generation. And soon, their demand will reach around 1 million cards. That's how big the demand is. With 50,000 cards, they've reached the level of ChatGPT, and in the future, they'll need 1 million. And chips have always been a strong suit of the United States. The reason the US has been able to lead in the tech field is also because it is the most advanced in the chip sector, holding a hegemonic position. So the computing power of US AI companies like OpenAI and Google has always been the most leading in the world, ensuring the US's leadership in the AI field. It's not just OpenAI. The overall level of the US is much higher than that of other countries. But just a couple of days ago, something really sudden happened that shook ChatGPT's position in the AI field. The key is that this is not a US company, but a company from Hangzhou, China, called DeepSeek. The most direct manifestation of DeepSeek shaking OpenAI's position was on January 27th, when ChatGPT, which had been at the top of the mobile app charts for years, became number 2. The first place was taken by a rare name, DeepSeek. Why is it said to be sudden? Because DeepSeek has never promoted this product. Another thing is that DeepSeek is not that well known in the AI field. Their mobile app was only launched on January 15th, and just 2 weeks later, it surpassed ChatGPT. This not only made ChatGPT hot, but also got all the AI people in the US fired up. Previously, no matter how AI companies competed, it was always among US companies, and the US always firmly believed that they were the leaders in AI, and their hegemonic position was unshakable. But unexpectedly, an unheard of Chinese company is about to change this situation. If you search for DeepSeek in your phone's app store now, you can find this software and download it to try it out. It has almost the same functionality as ChatGPT. You can ask it questions and it will answer them. Honestly, it's not significantly more advanced than ChatGPT. So why has this product, which is similar to ChatGPT, managed to surpass it? It boils down to 4 words: high quality and low price. The high quality is reflected in its performance, which rivals ChatGPT's current flagship models on the market. ChatGPT now has 2 main models, one called GPT-4 and the other GPT 3.5. These 2 models are different, essentially 2 different brains. GPT-4 handles everyday tasks. It's smart and reacts quickly. GPT 3.5 is a deep thinking model. It reacts slower, but thinks more deeply. So GPT-4 is like your personal assistant, while GPT 3.5 is a consultant, right? Not everything needs to be asked of a consultant. Some simple things can be handled by GPT-4. DeepSeek has also released 2 models called V3 and Ron. 3 is comparable to GPT-4 and Ron to GPT 3.5, with almost the same performance, able to go toe-to-toe. In some areas, DeepSeek even surpasses ChatGPT's models. For example, when DeepSeek first launched, I tested it with a mathematical problem, a classic test for AI, which is larger, 9.1 or 9.9. AI has a common flaw. For some reason, while it can solve very complex mathematical problems, it often makes mistakes with simple ones. I asked this question, and while I was using a Bluetooth application, both ChatGPT, GPT-4, and GPT 3.5 got it wrong, as did Google's, but DeepSeek answered correctly and explained the reason in detail, which was also correct. It could explain why 9.9 is greater than 9.1, showing it's not hard-coded with a fixed answer. It knows the reason. I tested many other questions, and DeepSeek did not falter, performing excellently in all aspects, so it's definitely an unknown gem. But being good is not its main point. What's truly stunning is its price. How cheap is it? Let's first talk about ChatGPT's price. Although ChatGPT can be used by free users, there are many limitations. Paid users pay $20 a month, and professional users pay $200 a month. If you want to use its most advanced brain, you have to spend $200 a month. DeepSeek, on the other hand, is free. Anyone can use it for free. The smart brain comparable to GPT-3.5 is available for use. Besides the mobile app, ChatGPT also makes money through API calls. When enterprises use this brain, they have to pay extra. It's a bit different from using the mobile app. Many of their services are based on artificial intelligence. For example, customer service used to be handled by real people answering phones or responding online. But now, it's gradually becoming AI. How can customer service become AI? ChatGPT locks its brain in a data center, gives you a line, and says that from now on, when customers ask questions, they will be directly connected to my brain, and my brain will analyze and give them answers. So you don't have to worry about customer service issues anymore. All questions will be answered by me, ChatGPT. But you have to pay me. How is the money calculated? By the word. The content of the question costs a certain amount per word, and the content of the answer costs a certain amount per word. The prices are different, roughly 400 times the price. That is, ChatGPT listening is cheap. Chat speaking is expensive. Like, who are you? 4 words. 1 word, $1, $4. It says I am ChatGPT. Of course, there's an English letter. Algorithm may be slightly different. My sister's unit counts as 9 words, answer $4. 1 word, $36 plus $36. 1 question and 1 answer. $40 are gone. Of course, the $1, $4 I said as an example. The actual price is much cheaper than this, cheaper than human customer service. So now many companies use ChatGPT's calling service. Of course, not just human customer service. Many such as using artificial intelligence to navigate games with artificial intelligence, or artificial intelligence stock. Analysis systems are all such a principle, all by the word money. And not just through this to make money. Check through this way to lock customers. What does it mean? Once you fire all your customer service and use my ChatGPT service, you can only use me in the future. You can't stop. A bit of this feeling. And DeepSeek also provides exactly the same service. The API price is 1/10 of ChatGPT. That is, if you spend the same money, you can deal with more than 10 times. The quality of the response is the same. Who doesn't use it? So DeepSeek's low price. You first don't rush to pay. Don't. I use foot payment. Cancel DeepSeek line is under cyber attack. Now, not very good to use. They did not give me a very satisfactory answer. There is no way. The smartest brain is also like this. It still did not tell me the business secret. The business secret it may not know. Really do not know. May not know. No also will not say. So DeepSeek's low price is very stunning. But cheap is not the reason DeepSeek caused shock, just one of its features. The real cause of shock is also the reason for this big impact. DeepSeek has open-sourced its large model. Everyone can download this large model, run it on your local computer. You have the same ability as OpenAI, you know? You can even open a company like OpenAI to make money. This open source is too attractive for enterprises and individuals around the world. And not just the attraction. It is a core blow to closed source AI companies like OpenAI, smashing their rice bowl. What does OpenAI make money from? By locking its brain, no one can see how its brain thinks. You can only ask it. It will only give you the answer. So rely on this Q&A to make money, like training a very powerful lawyer. You have any questions can ask him, but you need to pay consultation fees. But DeepSeek is different. It makes this lawyer public. Anyone can take this lawyer home, become your private consultant, completely free of charge. Of course, we also frankly say to run the smartest brain on your computer. Your computer may not be powerful enough. You need a better computer, but running a similar model is possible. ChatGPT has started to fight back. It recently launched more powerful models, such as GPT-4.5, trying to regain the market. But DeepSeek's open source strategy has already won it a large number of supporters worldwide. Previously, only OpenAI on the planet knew how to dig wells, so if you wanted to drink water, you had to pay it. Then, out comes DeepSeek, making a well-digging machine. Everyone can take the well-digging machine home, drill your own well. The water drilled out is as good as OpenAI. Can OpenAI not be anxious? Okay, even if you don't know how to use the well-digging machine, you don't want to dig your own well, you can also use DeepSeek's water. It's the same quality as OpenAI's, but the price is lower. So as soon as DeepSeek appeared, the US exploded. On the day DeepSeek topped the charts, January 27, all AI-related stocks in the US fell across the board, especially chip companies. The most serious drop was Nvidia. The stock price fell 17% in one day. The market value evaporated $600 billion, setting the largest single-day drop in the history of the US stock market. Never dropped like this. So DeepSeek shook OpenAI. Logically, the drop should be OpenAI. But OpenAI is not listed. Why did Nvidia drop? Because there is one more thing I didn't mention. DeepSeek is not just high quality and low price. Open source so simple, its development cost is also super low. The reason DeepSeek can open source is that it didn't spend much money making this brain. OpenAI made its two top brains, GPT-4 and GPT 3.5, reportedly spent billions of dollars, mainly money spent on buying Nvidia chips. I just said computing power is king, stacking chips, so keep spending money. And DeepSeek's two same-level brains cost only $5.6 million to make, conservatively estimated to be 1% of OpenAI's. This money, I estimate many of our viewers can afford, and it's not using the highest-end chips, but very ordinary chips. The ordinary, I said, may also be quite high-end for individuals, but for AI companies it's quite low-end. Everyone may not use this kind of thing. The reason it uses this kind of ordinary chip is that the US has a chip embargo on China, the highest-end chips China can't get. Although it is rumored that it hoarded some high-end chips in the early stage, the amount that can be hoarded is not much, just that little bit, made such a powerful brain. Overall, it uses very little money, and relatively low-end tools accomplished what the US invested billions or even tens of billions of dollars to do. If us companies rely on a lot of chips to accomplish things, others use very little money and very few chips to accomplish, then who will buy high-end chips? So the market generally believes that the previous valuation of Nvidia chips was too high. Its highest-end chips may not have that much value. Because stacking is useless, stacking still can't compare to what others make with ordinary chips. So they sold Nvidia stocks. Not that Nvidia chips are not good, just that the original valuation was a bit too high. It may not have that much value. You know, the US AI market has been laid out for 2 years, also constantly declaring its dominant position. If DeepSeek did not appear, it would undoubtedly continue to dominate, but the 2-year layout was suddenly broken. So as companies can't sit still, they are shocked by how DeepSeek can make such a good thing with such a low cost and such a short time, just 4 words. Incredible, because it feels like DeepSeek doesn't have such a strong AI development background, right? Until now, I haven't introduced what DeepSeek does. DeepSeek's full name is Hangzhou DeepSeek Artificial Intelligence Basic Technology Research Company, Limited, a company founded in July 2023, just established not long ago. The founder of this company is Liang Wenfeng. He was the founder of China's well-known quantitative hedge fund Magic Square Quant, and Magic Square Quant is the parent company of DeepSeek, a hedge fund and AI company founded 10 years ago. The main business is quantitative investment. Simply put, it is a company that uses mathematics, statistics, and computer technology to analyze large amounts of data to formulate. DeepSeek is its subsidiary, specializing in underlying artificial intelligence technology, because it needs this technology to invest, and as a result, it developed the smartest brain. So actually DeepSeek's background is quite strong. Its parent company is an investment company, quite rich, and this company has indeed been researching artificial intelligence. But the US side feels this is not enough to explain why it can develop the most cutting-edge artificial intelligence in such a short time. So they suspect DeepSeek used improper means to overtake on a curve. For example, DeepSeek copied ChatGPT and the like. There are such claims. But this is obviously impossible because ChatGPT is closed source and DeepSeek is open source. Open source obviously cannot copy closed source. If DeepSeek really copied ChatGPT, the moment it open sourced, OpenAI would find out, right? Once the code is found to be the same as mine, it must have copied me. Like we are a very powerful chef. No one has seen how he cooks. Only know that after the raw materials go in, he can make very delicious food. 2 days later, DeepSeek also made very delicious food, so everyone suspects. Did you copy my cooking skills? But the problem is no one has seen how you cook. Even if you have eaten your food, you don't know how you did it. So at most it's inspiration, or it may have realized something. And there is one more thing that can very intuitively prove DeepSeek did not copy. This is because DeepSeek has a feature. When you ask it a question, it will explain its thinking process in detail, tell you how it came to the answer. Every step is very clear. And ChatGPT is different. It will only give you the answer, will not tell you how it thinks. If it tells you, don't you know? So DeepSeek cannot copy. But if it has the ability of reverse reasoning, that is, through the answer to deduce the thinking process, then it itself has the ability to think independently. This is not copying. It itself has the ability to think, right? So the claim of copying is obviously untenable. In fact, OpenAI has never publicly accused DeepSeek of copying. But OpenAI's parent company, Microsoft, said they found suspected DeepSeek personnel calling their data last fall, possibly using their data to train models. Microsoft suspects DeepSeek accelerated training by continuously obtaining precise answers from ChatGPT. Microsoft claims they have evidence, but has not made this evidence public. Legally, this is actually not a problem, because US law stipulates that AI-generated content is not protected by copyright. Because this is the realm of knowledge, anyone can obtain this knowledge. This is a very normal thing. But OpenAI said their terms of use have provisions. You can ask them questions, they will also answer you, but you cannot use these answers to train competitor models. That is, OpenAI is like a teacher. You can keep learning from it, become very excellent, but you can't become a teacher, cannot use what it teaches you to teach others. However, so far, there is no evidence that DeepSeek used OpenAI's data. Moreover, DeepSeek has a detailed thinking process, so this matter is hard to conclude. On the day Microsoft raised this suspicion, January 29th, Nvidia and Microsoft stock prices fell sharply again. Why? DeepSeek is not only open source, but the world's top scholars and technical gurus have started studying its code and documents. As a result, they found something even more surprising. DeepSeek used completely innovative technology to train large models, enabling it to complete training in just 2 months. Here, I need to explain why Nvidia has become a monopoly in the computing chip industry and why everyone uses its chips. In fact, many companies produce computing chips, but Nvidia has created something called CUDA on its chips. What is CUDA? It's a computing platform, which you can think of as an ecosystem. To draw an analogy, computing chips have immense computational power, which you can liken to nuclear energy. However, nuclear energy cannot be directly utilized. It needs to be converted into electrical energy through a nuclear power plant before it can be used. Nvidia is the one building this nuclear power plant, efficiently converting nuclear energy into electrical energy through complex processes for everyone to use. Once you use Nvidia's chips, you're essentially building on Nvidia's nuclear power plant. You don't need to worry about where the nuclear energy comes from. You just need to use the electricity it generates. Therefore, once you use Nvidia's chips, if you want to increase computational power, you can only keep buying its chips. This is Nvidia's technological barrier. However, on delving deeper into DeepSeek's code, it was discovered that it bypasses the nuclear power plant, directly utilizing Nvidia's underlying technology to harness nuclear energy. It directly calls upon the internal nuclear energy, thus maximizing energy utilization. This is like bypassing the bank to withdraw money directly, which is highly efficient. Moreover, bypassing CUDA means it doesn't need to use NVIDIA's chips. As long as there are chips, it can use them. This discovery led to a sharp drop in NVIDIA's stock price that day. The day after Microsoft raised its suspicions, NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Amazon all announced that their computing platforms now support DeepSeek. They have acknowledged DeepSeek's technology, so regardless of the data controversy, DeepSeek's innovative ideas and superb technology are evident for all to see. Everything about it is open. You can look if you want. This is why it's said that DeepSeek changed the global AI landscape overnight. In response to this, Trump also made a statement on January 27th. He said that the emergence of DeepSeek is a challenge to the dominant position of American technology, and the US AI industry must work together to ensure its leading position in the AI field. However, Trump repeatedly mentioned one phrase in his speech. If this is true, he said, "I heard that DeepSeek has made very good artificial intelligence. If this is true." Clearly, Trump is very sensitive to the emergence of DeepSeek. The key point is that DeepSeek's most advanced role model was released during the Chinese Lunar New Year, and Trump announced his inauguration on January 20th, and on the 21st, he announced the launch of the Stargate Artificial Intelligence Infrastructure Investment Project with OpenAI, Oracle, and Japan's SoftBank at the White House, planning to invest $500 billion. They initially thought that by throwing money, they could build the world's most advanced AI center, sending a signal to the world. The US will continue to dominate the AI field in the future, and other countries cannot compete with it. However, after the announcement of this plan, the first one to slap in the face was not DeepSeek, but Elon Musk. Musk said that these companies simply do not have that much money. Where did the $500 billion come from? It was then that people noticed that Musk was not among these companies, but his competitor OpenAI was. The grudge between OpenAI and Musk has a long history, which we mentioned when we introduced OpenAI before. Although Musk slapped in the face after Trump announced the Stargate plan, all AI stocks in the US started to rise. However, just 2 days later, with the emergence of DeepSeek, everything was in chaos. Mark Andreessen, a well-known Silicon Valley investor, said that the emergence of DeepSeek can be called the Sputnik moment of artificial intelligence. The Sputnik moment refers to the successful launch of the first artificial satellite Sputnik, won by the Soviet Union in 1957, marking the entry of mankind into the space age, and also throwing the Western world into panic. Before this, the US always thought it was leading in the field of aviation, but it failed twice in launching satellites, while the Soviet Union succeeded once, which shocked the entire Western world. The current situation is very similar to that time. The Sputnik crisis led to the success of NASA, and triggered the US-Soviet space race for the next 20 years. Therefore, what follows may be the competition between China and the US in the field of artificial intelligence. As for India's view, India has no opinion. They are making movies. In terms of my personal experience, I think many artificial intelligence technologies in China, not just DeepSeek, are surpassing the US, especially in generating videos and pictures. China's technology is very advanced, and ChatGPT has disappointed me a lot in this regard. A year ago, ChatGPT claimed they had a model for generating videos, but after waiting for a year, the result was very bad and completely unusable. While China's technology, such as Conch, is particularly advanced in generating videos, I think the leading position of the US in AI has a bubble component, and the propaganda component may be large. While several companies in China do not promote much, they develop silently and very quickly. This feeling is like the US always thinks it is leading, but in fact it may not be the case. As I mentioned earlier, DeepSeek only spent $5.60 million last year to train large models, which is just the annual salary of a Meta executive. Zuckerberg immediately held a meeting. Those executives with their teams have been struggling for so long, spent so much money, but have not produced anything, while DeepSeek only used the salary of one executive to complete it. So Meta immediately announced an additional investment of $60. Why increase investment? Instead of reducing the salary of executives, There's no way. The current situation does feel a bit like black technology. Therefore, those who understand this matter are quite fortunate. Those who do not understand may think it has no impact on their lives, but it is indeed subtly triggering a revolution.